Well, hello, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be working on the bathroom. We've got a tub that's going in here behind me. We need to get the walls plumbed up and ready for that to go in so everything is a nice fit. So if that's something you're interested in seeing, stick around because it's coming up. All right, so we're in the bathroom area of this Reno project I've been working on for the past couple of months here. We've got a nice little shower surround that's going to go in right here in this cavity. It's 6 foot wide and I think about 30 inches deep. It used to be a window there and we of course took that out. But anyway, in order for that shower and everything to fit in here like it needs to be, that outside wall needs to be plumbed up as well as this inside wall. So there's quite a bit going on here. The house had settled down in this side and we have jacked that up and secured it, but the issue is the existing wall here is pretty low. So I believe the best thing to fix the issue, instead of having to cut each of my studs here, is to go ahead and knock that top plate off of this wall. And what that's going to allow me to do is take my studs and run them, sister them up with the existing, but be able to extend the height that I need to meet up with my ceiling joist. So that's what we're going to be doing first. We'll get this wall worked out and then we'll slide over and do that outside wall. So we're going to flop over the time-lapse camera. I'll cut in as need be just to go over some details on that, but we're going to knock the top plate off and get the new wall kind of built inside of the existing. All right, so I want to cut in here and kind of show you what I did. I pulled the top plate off of this existing wall right here, and that's going to allow me to carry my new studs up past this to the height that I need. So if we look over here on the other end, I've got my new wall coming in right here. I got my double plate. So that actually comes out to right on top of this 2x4 that's on this back side of these studs. So I'll lay my level up here, and if this thing is level, then that will be the top of my new stud. So you can see that this one needs to come up, what, 1.5 inches maybe, and likewise down here. So once we figure that out, that will determine what the length of the studs need to be, and then I can plumb it from the floor straight up. And once that's done, then we can double plate the top, and then that will get me right to the bottom side of my ceiling joist. Then I'll add one more ceiling joist on the outer edge of that for basically a drywall nailer. Doesn't have to be a 2x6. I could take a 2x4 on flat, lay it over where it sticks over the edge here so that I've got a nailer for the drywall. So anyway, we're going to continue popping the nails out of here. Luckily they're toe nailed. Most of them I'll be able to get from this side. If I can't get them, I'm just going to get my Sawzall and I'll just cut them off of there. So we'll flip back to the time lapse and continue working on that. All right, so I thought I'd jump in here and just kind of go over what you've been seeing there on the time lapse. This is the inside corner here that I built so that we could carry this on through the old existing wall. So I had a plumb corner back here with that new board, and I tied in a top plate all the way across through here, and then I built my corner and I got it locked in to the existing double plate here on the existing wall. And then I put a string line on this thing and I've measured out 3/4 of an inch like so. And then what that's going to allow me to do is measure down through here and make sure that I'm 3/4 of an inch from the string line over to my top plate, and that will ensure that I've got a plumb wall when I go through to put on my studs. So I've got that squared away. At this point I've got one stud already in place right here. And so what I'm going to do is go down through there. I've got a couple of places down here at the bottom that I'm not going to build a sister up a stud. I've got a vent coming up through here for the plumbing and the vanity. So obviously I'm not going to be able to put a stud next to that. The left side, I'll be able to take these out, but this one more than likely just screwed into the drywall, so I'll play that by ear. If I can get it out, then I'll put my stud over here on the other side. And then likewise on this one, I've got a box here on the left, so I'm going to go on the right hand side with that. It's going to be kind of funky when you look at it as far as being on 16-inch centers, but actually I may end up putting one on edge right here. I'll measure out and see where my shower is going to be, and that'll give me a good vertical nailer for my shower, and I can carry it right up there to the top plate. So once all of that is secured to the top plate, I got my second top plate that's laying up there in the attic space behind it. It will lay down over top, and if you noted when I was up there in the corner, I've got that tied together. So the bottom plate goes straight through, and then the top plate from the right wall overlays that, and it's nailed down, and then we'll come off of that straight back out here to the outside wall and lay over that outside wall as well. So that is that for now. Let's flip back over to the time lapse and keep on working. All right, back to the time lapse here. We're just getting everything laid out for the corner and the shower. So I had a nailer there with that 2x4 on edge to carry the shower surround. I wanted to make sure I had a good secure point for that. Got the rest of the studs put in, got the double top plate on there, and then got the last ceiling joist laid over the top there so that we could have a nailer for the drywall as it went in. I slid over here to the closet. We're framing out a closet on the opposite side of that wall that we just built to accommodate the washer and the dryer. So I had a little linen closet there on the side, and obviously I think this is probably the next evening as I was working on that. Getting everything squared away, getting ready to get my header built. It's just been a lot of work done in there. As you can see, started out with basically dirt and we built it from the ground up. So getting the king jacks put in here. End up with some bifold doors, and you'll see that once we get down here. Getting everything laid out so that we can get the rest of the studs in place. Just cutting those on the chop saw, and then we'll get that worked into place here in just a second. Alright, that's going to wrap us up here. Thanks for watching. Hit like, subscribe, share the video, and I've got lots more on this house renovation project coming up.